Hey there, it's iRun here, and we are on Farming Simulator 15, or some call it 2015, but the official title is 15, on the PlayStation 4. So we're just starting up our brand new world here, and we're going to check it out. We've been playing this on the PC for a while, and we're going to just check out the PS4 version. Now, I do own this full game. For this one, I've decided to use Westbridge Hills. I will let you know that I'll have some upcoming multiplayer. I have one guy already online that I've met through YouTube that we're going to be doing some multiplayer together, and we'll talk about there. So this just gives us our introduction. Our introduction says, hello, if you are not familiar with the game's basics, you can always start a new game in the Bjornholm map and participate in the short introductory tour, which is a good place to start if you're brand new. In this particular case, I've been playing this on the PC for a while. The main difference is going to be the controls. As you can see up in the top left, you can see the different controls. In the very top left, or the top bar, you see like L1, and if I press L1, it'll give me further options. And then otherwise, I can hit O for, I can toggle light, which you can't really see right now because it's not dark. Or I can, oh, that's why, because I had to hit X to get out of the thing. Now you can probably see it. There you go. Or I can jump. Then if I hit L1, we can hit our L3 button along with it, and we can toggle on the map. You can see the little blinking green dot in the kind of middle bottom right down by field number 16. That is us right now in our current location, and the 16 with the highlight green means we own that farm right now. So we press the L3 again. We'll go back to the screen. We can crouch if we want by holding that, and this comes in handy if you're cutting down trees and I don't know, maybe looking under some tractors or something for a lost cow. I mean, anyway. Upper right corner, you can see our time of day. This is game time of day. You can also see how much money we currently have. I have started this tutorial on easy. Oh, look, a beautiful sunrise. Where else can you get a beautiful sunrise like that than in the country? Well, on the beach, I guess, too, but I will say that they have done a remarkable job with just the graphics and the gameplay. We're going to be heading over there soon to start our first harvesting of our field. You do have buildings and different things here. You have a car. None of these you can interact with. There are cars in the game, or trucks or something that you can buy. You can't enter into any of the buildings. You know, if you ever play something like Minecraft, the nice thing would be is if, I don't know, if you could like sleep at night, but you can't really sleep at night. You just have to find things to do. Alright, so let's get started. What else can we do here? What else can we show you? Alright, so if we press the right and left on our D-pad, we can switch to our different vehicles. Right here you see we're in a tractor, and if I back up by holding the L2 button just a little bit, you can see then I can get the option to attach. So I want to attach that. At that point I can hire a worker, but it wouldn't really do you a whole lot of good right now unless you're actually on a field, because the workers are kind of dumb. And you can move forward, and then you can attach the weight on the front. If you press your pad on your controller, you can switch between tools, so that you know, like if I, right there, if I detach, I'm detaching that, attach it back, switch, detach, I'm detaching that. Alright, so hopefully that'll be helpful. You can press square to exit the vehicle. You can also, while I was in there, I could have pressed my D-pad next, or I could go over to this vehicle here, and I can just, I don't know why I would want to jump. Maybe I want to jump on the vehicle to get a better look. I don't know. But you can press enter and go in. You can also see once you're in, you can hit the L1 again, you can get toggle max view. If you hit L1 and R1, and this can be slightly different on the Xbox if you have it, but the same concept. You can toggle cruise control, which is nice if you don't want to press the gas and just want to go along and we're chatting. Or you can press R1 and you can honk. Alright, so let's back up. We're going to attach this one as well. We'll move up and attach that. Now, it doesn't make you change tools until you actually have more than one attached. So here, what we're going to do is, and you can change your view by just using your right stick. On your D-pad, if you press up or down, you can zoom in and out. So if you want to get like a higher view, like a lot of times, alright, I'm backing up and I want to make sure that I can make this connection. As soon as I get close enough, you can see I can attach it. So now my tipper is ready to go. We'll go over here and let you know. So if you press the L1, you can kind of sprint. L1 and jump, kind of like in Minecraft and other games. You can see over here. Where are you? You should be in here somewhere. It says we start off with one chicken. It's really a rooster, I believe. Let's go ahead and go through our options. So if we hold down our options button, we have the ability to go in here and see the briefing again. We can toggle using our R1 and L1. Here you can see your game controls. If you, real quick, you want to remember what things do without fiddling it. I kind of fiddle with things a lot. I did play this game a little bit last night, but my recording didn't take, so I am re-recording today because I want to get these out for you guys, just so you'll have something. Here you can go and check your settings. So one thing I'm going to do is, for this tutorial, I'm going to turn plant withering off. What that means is your crops, after they grow, they just can't rot. I'm also going to turn the sound volume down to 10%. I believe it probably works better in the PS4 because I've set my headset to override the game sounds or have precedence or priority over it. Everything else for now we're going to leave the same. What that does, and it's more when you get really busy, if you have multiple crops growing and you can't get there to harvest them, eventually they'll rot like in real life. We're going to prevent that for now. If we decide we can do no missions, we can have them spawn every 5 minutes, which is the standard, or we can say every 2 minutes if we want to speed things up. We can slow down plant growth, turn it off, which we don't want to do, otherwise our crops will never grow. We can go with normal, which we will for now. We can go fast, so that's different things. And then time scale. So right now we can set to real time if we want to be like actual real time. 5x is kind of the standard for the game, which is what we'll play at. We may speed it up at times as we're doing some tutorials and training. So with that in mind, if you have anything that you want to learn or you want to see, we'll be doing those along the way here. So go ahead and just drop me a message, leave a comment below on what you'd like to see. If you want to join me in some multiplayer, send me a private message and or find me on PlayStation 4. Now, I made the mistake the other day saying, hey, my name on PlayStation 4 is the same as on my channel, which it kind of is, but I go by iRun 365 on the PlayStation 4, and most of my gaming things, and most people that watch me enough know that, but my channels are iRun 365 Gaming. And you can go this all the way up to like 120 times fast, but we're not going to do that because that will actually rapidly increase it. All right, so that's your settings there. And then also in game, and I'll have to remember, so if you press your triangle on your PlayStation 4, you'll get your shop where you can go and buy things. There you can sort by brand or by category. We'll get into some of this stuff. Occasionally they have sales that are on. If you press your O, again, that's the flashlight, your X to jump, your square actually lets you interact or enter vehicles. There you go. Look, he was walking around. Where's he at now? There you go. So if you press your L3, which is your stick, if you just press it down, you get your overview here. This kind of tells us what the weather is going to be for the next several days, any news that's happening right now, your current state of your finances. You can also go to your bank right now. You see at the very bottom above the total, it doesn't show any loan interest. You always start out with a small loan or depends on where you start at. If you start easy, normal, or hard, you get less starting capital, more loan, and you have to pay that back or you'll start paying interest. And we'll cover that as well at another time. This is your storage prices. So when we're fixing to go harvest some wheat, and as you can see, I'm using the D-pad to scroll left and right. You can see the wheat right now is $11.71 at the diner per ton, $10.45 at the flour mill, $11.60 at the restaurant, and $12.06 at the station, train station, and $1,091. So a lot of times you want to look in here and see where the things are selling the best price for, and you can take it there. You also notice that canola right now has the best price. When I first started playing, I said, well, all I'm ever going to do is plant canola. But I learned pretty quick that the more you plant something, it's the whole supply and demand. Eventually, it will come down, and it won't be as well. The price won't be as high. So you can't just stick to one crop. And I'm not going to really cover all the different things, but right now, just the easiest things are the wheat, the barley, and the canola. The other things like corn, potatoes, and sugar beets, you're going to have other special tools for that. This is where you can also look at your storage prices. Right now, egg pieces are $5.68. Oh, yes. So we're also going to buy some chickens to start out because that's one of the easiest ways to get some money going. They're really low maintenance as far as the animals go. I've also heard that the bees are, so you want to get a bees hive, but I've never actually used that. This is where you can also go and you can look through vehicles like on the map there. You can see the different tractors that you own. This shows everything. If I was to go to harvesters, you'll see that's where my harvester is located on the map on the left. It's kind of highlighting it, the different tools. If you go here, you can go to all of them. One of the things that I learned early on, like if you tip a tractor and or you knock something over and you can't pick it up, one time I spent 30 minutes trying to pick up my plow set and stuff, and because I tipped it over. And you can actually go here and reset the vehicle, and it'll put it back to its starting point wherever it spawned in game or wherever you bought it at. So also here, this is your map that shows kind of your growth. You can also cycle into your fruit. If you look there, the blue shows the growing process. The next area, the green, is when it's ready for harvest. If you notice on the map there now, the 16, field 16 that we had that was highlighted in green on the thing, it's actually green, which means we're ready to harvest. Blue also means we're ready to harvest and remove the tops. And then the red is if it is withered, which we've turned that off for these tutorials. But we'll have that in our regular game and our multiplayer. All right, this is where you can check out your animals. You can see right now I own no sheep or no cows. Won't own them for a while because they're high maintenance. I own one chicken, and we'll be doing that. And right here is your current statistics, which right now you can see our time play on the right-hand side under statistics is the only thing we really have. We've only had a little bit of time. Like I said, I started last night, and but lost all that. All right, so we're back to this view. All right, so if you hold on right here, I am going to, well, hold on, and we'll just switch over to our harvester and get that going. All right, so let's switch on over to our harvester, and we'll start that process there. We're just cycling through. All right, so here, as you can see, we have the different controls. We can exit the vehicle, we can attach. So right now, if we rotate around and we zoom out, you can see we need to attach our little front combine there. All right, again, we can change tools. If we have more tools, we can hit R1 and L1, and you can see we can go into cruise control. We can disable the straw swath if we don't want to mess with that right now, but we're going to leave everything in its normal. We can also toggle the lights on. So that's the beacon. We can honk again. And if we hold down L1, you see we have some additional options. So right here, if we press X, well, let's go ahead and press our triangle. we fold out our pipe there. We'll need to do that when we actually have stuff in our harvester and we want to empty it, and we'll show you that in a minute. You can use your R controls to higher and lower. We can hit an X to unfold the harvester. So that just, as far as I know, that just really raises that little thing there. And once we've done all that, you can see now we can hire a worker. So we're going to hire a worker, let him go to work. At this point, as long as we've lined him up right on the field, he will just go to town. He will do all the work for us. We can move on. So if we want to go do a mission while he's harvesting, this way we can multitask. Not really sure here yet, but I know in the PC version you can hire up to 2 workers at a time. We could also dismiss the worker if we wanted to, but we're not right now because we want to do the work for us. If you look in the bottom right hand corner of the map right now, you can see how fast we're going, 6 miles per hour. You can see the grain going up. It shows us right now that we're 12% full, and we're at like 570, 80, 90, 600. Now we're at 40% full. Shows us what we're harvesting there. We're showing wheat, and it shows how many gallons of, or liters of gas we have right now. Alright, so for the moment I'm going to switch back to my tipper here. I'm pressing R2 right now so it can move forward. I'm going to move over to there. R2 moves forward. R1 will go in reverse. If you're going forward and you need to, L2 goes in reverse. If you need to do braking real quick, you can hit L2 and it brakes, but then it'll eventually back up as well. So it's really more of a backup. Those right there are your potatoes and beets. So if you want to actually harvest those, or and I haven't really done a whole lot with potatoes and beets because you have to have the extra tools yet. In the PC version I haven't done anything yet, but we'll eventually get around to it. If I drive underneath those, they'll start offloading in my tipper. I don't want to do that at this moment. I just want to wait for this guy to get to a point where he is full, and we'll do that. So while we're waiting on him to get to a stopping point, let's press our triangle. We're going to go into our store. Couple things real quick is we'll want to get some really good tractors. I eventually want to get that one. You start off with a couple of those if you use the Bjorn map. Also want to start off with one of those to do just the jobs where you can get a front loader and get you can get your the shovel, and you can also get the forklifts. So you can do some missions. There's some really nice ones as we get going and we get more money. You can see the prices just below. If you look down at the very bottom, there's usually a description, what their maintenance costs per day, their max power, how many you own, which right now I don't own any of those, what they're used for. So this one is required to pull trailers and tools. And you can see if we cycle all the way across, you can get to some pretty heavy duty stuff. Eventually, they're usually, at least in the PC version, is they come out with DLCs where you can buy additional ones. If I hit R1, I can go to the next category. This right here is front loaders. There you can see that particular front loader by Stoll. It also tells you not only the maintenance today, but what is suitable for the Steyr Multi 4115. So that particular one, we would have to get one of these two vehicles. You can see they're same price. I guess they're just different color. This one here, we can get the New Holland, and it fits those different sizes, the T4.75 and the T6160. You can also go over and you can see the different tools here that attach, the forklift pallet. You have to have the front loader for that, and the universal bucket. That's what I meant by the shovel. That's what we'll need up front. You can also get different things like the grapple and stuff. And there is, where's it at? There's one for, yep, your log fork for doing logging, but I'll show you different stuff that we're going to do there. You can also go back to this screen, and the only other thing I'll show you right now is when we get to sewing machines, we eventually want to get to this sewing machine. It is a cultivator and a sower all at once, and we will want to be using that. This way we eventually, as soon as we can, we'll sell our cultivator and the current sower we have, which is this one, and we'll get that. It's not too much money, but we do need to make a little bit of headway. While we are here, we are going to move all the way over to the right, and we are going to go ahead and buy some chickens. So right now it says we own 3. I'm going to start off with a dozen. Why a dozen? I don't know. It just seems like a nice number. So that will start us laying some eggs and get us some money going. He's still harvesting. I'm not sure. I think it pauses when we go into that buy menu. That might not have been the smartest thing. I can walk back real quick, but let's just go back to here, get out, and you can see. Let's run over here real quick, and we'll look at our chickens. Look, it's multicolored. It's so pretty. So yeah, that's our rooster. Even though it says it start off with a chicken, he's really a rooster, so he's not going to lay us any eggs or do anything. Here's our hens. I'm not quite sure yet where to get the eggs. I'm assuming we'll eventually get them out of here. I know I'm not going to walk up to a chicken and say, give me an egg. But we'll figure that part out. I have never done any animal breeding, but once I found out that chickens are easy, we will be doing that to get some steady income going. We do have our silos right there, and depending on the difficulty that you start on, there's a certain amount that it will already be filled. We'll check that out in another episode. And let's go back over here. So he's about 54% filled. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dismiss the worker for right now and just show you real quick. So we are going to go ahead and hold down the L1, pull out the pipe. I'm going to switch back over to my tipper, and we are going to I need to get my views squared away here. We're going to go ahead and show you how to offload some of the crops you're harvesting, and then we will call this an episode. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to be traveling the next couple of days, so there may not be out for a few. So once you get underneath in the right spot, it should automatically start offloading. Not quite sure why it's not. Alright, I guess since I didn't hire a worker, I have to move over here. If you look in the bottom right hand corner, you can see that it's emptying again down to 24%. If I move back over here, you can see that I'm filling up. I'm at 22, 23. Eventually we want to get a bigger tractor and bigger tipper so we can hold more. Alright, but we're going to call this an episode for now. We'll do more next time, and if you have anything you want to see, or if you have any suggestions, leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and otherwise this is iRun, and we will see you next time on Farming Simulator 2015 or 15, however you call it, on the PlayStation 4. I think I do love this game. Alright, we will see ya.